taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? It's Shuttleworth the God, aka the GOAT artist, aka the Soul Wars creator, LB Lauderdale boss. And for this weekend only, aka the Upset King. Did it again. Yes. Ring gang, nigga. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. Hopefully that he's not in his robot shit. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Oh, it just says, see that? He's gone. He's ghost. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure a brother...
Yeah, he did a James St. Patrick on us.
Facts.
Bars,
yo. But yeah, I'm sure that he will make his reappearance soon enough. You know, so basically, you know, usually we don't really rock in the evenings like this. You know, but there's a lot of shit going on. You know, especially tomorrow, obviously Super Bowl weekend. No one's gonna be listening to nothing except what's going on the television. You know, and if you're not watching Super Bowl, you're probably watching the commercials. And if you're not watching the commercials, you're probably in the kitchen making food, as you should be. You know, so...
Hey, chill. Like, what you trying to... It's like, damn it, like, this nigga with these fucking football, like... So basically, like, I'm supposed to be making brownies for them motherfuckers who's watching football, like...
Yeah, pretty much, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, we some hoes, man. Yeah, look. To all the women out there, all the dudes out there who ain't give a fuck about no damn Super Bowl, y'all can do what y'all want. Like, tomorrow's like free day. It's like free class period or some shit. Like do what you want. Like, don't let motherfuckers just act like you gotta be stuck at the house serving these niggas because on their fucking football day.
I mean, that's that new thinking, you know. That this nigga is liberal as shit. Me, I'm old school. So yeah, if it's Super Bowl, unfortunately this year, since I have to quarantine, I can't be around any of my peoples and like that. You know, where of course there'll be some conversation, a lot of shit talking, a lot of gambling, food on top of that. You know, but usually because it's such if I'm with a group of dudes and we all there, and there's this one dude who's kind of quiet. You know, he don't really contribute to the conversation or anything like that. And he says something wrong, then you gotta tell him like, yo, you gotta go elsewhere. You gotta sit with the kids or something like that. You know, or go in the kitchen, some shit like that. No, nigga. That's man's law, nigga. I didn't invent.
Everybody would get them hands. I'd be like, yo, fuck it, like gloves, hand wraps, fades. I'll sit right there in the middle of the conversation, ignoring all y'all motherfuckers. And when there's a break,
I didn't make this. This is it's man's law, bro. Like I didn't make.
I no fucking man's law. That's just redacted. We amending that shit. That's what we doing. But anyways, we here to talk about fucking boxing. Y'all gonna have y'all Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all gonna have y'all football tomorrow. Today's still boxing.
Yeah, and obviously, we four of us, we did a preview a couple days ago or so like that. So yeah, listen to that shit. There was some good quality conversation. Like we was lit on that one. We was talking. We got our shit off, man. We were talking. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. So yes, this boxing. So definitely, there's a whole bunch of a lot of shit, little shit going on with boxing today. Starting. With the lone card for this weekend, one Daniel Jacobs, making his return after has it been a year? It's probably been.
I think he boxed in 2020.
Yeah,
that was in Hollywood. That was down here, right?
Yeah, he was in your neck of the woods.
And Rosado, yeah.
Rosado
should have lost that fight.
Horrid card. And then pretty much dude's life was a little different. Like dude was, he was running around with Reverend Run's daughter, and had money out the ass, and having problems with Rozier, all types of shit like that. And then subsequently he reunited with Rozier, and so pretty much now he's like, you know what? That was a mistake. I didn't take Rosado seriously. Blah 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 blah.
Going through the motions. I seen the boxing scene article. I'm like,
yeah, it's like whatever, man. Actions speak louder than words. So we got to see some of this action today, which was just happened like maybe about give or take about 4 hours ago, live on DAZN in the UK. Yeah, one thing is clearly for sure. Like, I mean, out of all those factors, but the one factor that wasn't really said all that much, and it's now I think it's abundantly clear that Father Time is knocking on Daniel Jacobs. Like, yeah, like if you ever watched it, like dude, pretty for the most part has a good engine. Like it's not like he's. I mean, dude has been good. He can go a comfortable 12 rounds. That is, of course, like until like the later part of his middleweight stint, where it was clear that he was draining, and then his workers started going on and off. But this time at 168, where he's now he's not doing any of that bullshit anymore, blowing weight or whatever. Yeah, it was clear that Father Time is knocking on that dude's door.
Is it though?
Well, I mean, look, now how he fought is, I mean, between that and of course how he fought. I mean, the first half of the fight was, I mean, it's pretty much it was clinching. Like it was. I mean, people might call it educated. I call it excessive. Because
Mosley Margarito is educated clinching. This was like excessive. I agree.
Yeah, because it's like you have a good offense. Like I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I mean, obviously Ryder is a guy that because he needs to actually be on the inside to actually do work or whatever. And to
do it as the shorter person, and you're supposed to be the favorite. You're the bigger, stronger, more explosive puncher. It's telling,
right? So it lets more excessive clinching, and then like I said, because usually when Jacobs gets into like this before at middleweight, like he was the bigger guy, so he was like he was clear, and in this case, he pulled this off. I mean, he did this against Triple G a whole lot. Where he would use his weight advantage where at the time and then not use it, knowing that he was big as shit. But this time he tried to do it, but he gassed himself out eventually. But also with Ryder too. Ryder also took him a little bit too fucking long to try to make some sort of adjustment. Truthfully, he never really made an adjustment. I mean, he just let Danny clinch him every time he got inside.
He just fought harder.
Yeah,
Devin
exactly.
Alexander approach.
Right, and then like I said, by the mid fight, Danny got a little tired. He gassed out. He was gassing, and then Ryder took over. Ryder was starting to lay him like pretty much the cleanest punches in the fight were in Ryder's between 7, 8, and 9 in those rounds. Like those, I mean, it honestly it looked
it was
like
looking like he was to stop damn Jacobs.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, because Danny was there taking uppercuts, taking straight lefts and shit like that. Like, dude was taking combinations. Straight combination. I'm thinking to myself, like, god damn, like, this is the, and like, we're probably looking at a stop it. And of course, if we stopped it, it probably would be over for him. But I'll give Danny Jacobs credit. In the 10th round, dude he willed himself back into the fight. And Ryder didn't do too much, especially that 10th round. Especially like I was disappointed. Like it's like you had all this momentum, but then you let Danny pretty much outbox you that round. And then the other 2 rounds were kind of like a toss up, and those needed to be clearer rounds for Ryder. But even with this fight going the distance, like I mean, like the only thing I can think of was like either Danny won a close fight, which we'll get to why that's not really a good thing, or Ryder at best got a draw. Because I mean that's how I feel. But I just didn't feel that Ryder won this fight in any sense of the imagination. So the judges was like, okay, we have a split decision, and then the American judge gave it to Ryder. The British judge gave it to Jacobs, and then the Monaco judge also gave it to Ryder. So it was, and all scores were 115, 113 type deal. So Ryder got his split decision, and he got his career best victory. And like I said, it was just in a way, like I said before, in my heart I didn't feel he won the fight, but in this,
here's something I found on the web. According to Wikipedia.org,
Echo, shut up.
It's just that way debuted at number 50 on
Echo.
the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart for the week of December
Echo.
26,
Shut up.
2009, and reached a peak of number 60.
God damn, that thing be loud. But yeah, it was one of those fights where Danny Jacobs in 2022 should not be having close fights with Ryder. Should absolutely not be having close fights at all. And this was the thing with the Rosado fight. The Rosado fight that most of us thought he lost. And it was fucked up that Rosado, he got jobbed, and at the same time, with Ryder got jobbed against Callum Smith. So either way, I guess you could probably say that, Jacobs was supposed to catch an L at some point. Pretty much.
I mean, the boxing gods pretty much saw to it.
Yeah, they had to complete the cipher. The cipher. The world had to be, the whole shit had to be righted.
Yeah, the universe had to be thrown back in balance, man. And honestly, that's really the only real reason I predicted, John Ryder to win. Yeah, it was more of a noticing a pattern in the industry and Jacobs' performances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just the same that that Jacobs is a good fighter. Like, he was a good fighter, at his peak or whatever. So for the fact that he's having these trouble with people that are not necessarily on his level or never got to his type of level, it is concerning to me. But
it's the thing. It's like, it almost seems like he gets in shape, but it just seems like he's mentally not there. Like, the effort isn't there. Like, there's no, he's made too much money. It's like, honestly, he gave us a Maki Garcia performance.
He did.
And the difference is, he gave a Maki Garcia performance 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
whereas Maki Garcia only gave us that once.
Right.
I mean, he gave it to us against Spence, but that's Spence.
Right.
Pre-accident Spence, by the way.
Right. And he rightfully lost that fight. Why?
Yeah. Exactly. He rightfully lost that shit. Even though those people was giving him a shot too. So
right.
So there you have it. Then Sandor Martin, same shit. But the thing is, what makes it worse, there's no excuses for the Sandor Martin one, because he was such a fucking underdog, and like, Mikey Garcia lost that fight on effort.
Yeah.
If he digs down and just tries a little harder, just acts like he wants to be there, he wins.
Right.
Like honestly, like, he wins an extra 2 rounds and he wins the fight, but he put in the effort where you can only give him 4 rounds. You couldn't even give this motherfucker a draw.
Right, exactly. Like, dude. And I was saying, like, dude pretty much, he, like, the zone owes me. They're gonna pay me $8 million for this shit, And yeah, he got this $8 million, but it came at a very big cost.
Yeah, and then Jacobs is a similar situation, and I made a tweet about it. The boxing gods, like, mm-hmm. and that's how I look at it, man. I honestly. Let me pull it up here real quick. Thy boxing gods may seem cruel and unforgiving to faithful fans, but woe to the boxer that tempts the gods to traverse unscathed on career mode times thrice. Can I get an amen? Amen. Ring Gang.
Amen.
From the Book of Shudder, the Ring Gang Bible, verse 17, passage 8.
Yo, you're a damn fool for that, though. It's all facts, though. It's
facts, though. We making fun of it. We having jokes, It's not. It ain't even no making fun of it. Like, respect the Jacobs, respect the Ryder. But facts is facts. Jacobs looked terrible against Chavez Jr. Matter of fact, Jacobs is responsible for extending Chavez Jr. career a little bit, even though he won the fight.
Yeah. And
so that's strike one against the boxing gods. And I'm sure he got paid handsomely for that fight.
Oh yeah, like I said, I mean, that was in the year where the zone was in a zone, pretty much. Like the zone was,
yeah, and it was like, you know, you get a payday, you get a payday.
Yeah. As long as you deliver on the entertainment, which, like I said, that 2019, yeah, the zone, that was a DAZN year. Like the zone was killing it, especially in the latter half of that year. So, I mean, that fight itself was just fuckery. It was a good card too, but the main event was just pure fuckery. But you know, between that fuckery, I mean, you know, you have Chavez looking like this motherfucker was like, you know, looking like a top 10 Mexican fighter of all time for like 2-3 rounds and shit.
He was actually winning the fight, like dude, like he made Chavez Jr. look like this was the Andy Lee fight.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
I'm thinking like, nah, that ain't Stewart hologram in the corner. No, that's that's not Andy. No, damn it, that's Danny Jacobs right there getting outboxed by Chavez Jr.
Yeah, and there was there was no excuse for that one. But like I said,
no excuse. And wait. Shout out to Henny God Slick. Shout out, salute to the channel. Shout outs.
Of course, yeah, definitely Sammy. He's always dude is one of the best regulars that we got, man. You know, always be here just to listen to us, you know, talk about, do our thing, bro. So yeah, definitely salute to him.
But yeah, Pat, what you were saying? I'm sorry.
Shit, no, I lost my train of thought. You mentioned Henny God.
Apologies, man, but I'm gonna bring it back. So that's strike one against Jacobs.
Right. Yeah. The whole Chavez thing, and you know, yeah, like if I think it's too is, you know, it was really bad Chavez quick, because Chavez he quit for some bullshit too, because he thought like Jay Jacobs was roughing him up, but you're winning the fucking fight, you know, go out. You know, and then, like I said, I mean, it was really like the you know, that little riot. Yeah, like I said, the zone was in a zone in the last 4 months of that year, like pure zone. Like if it wasn't a fight of the year, it was fuckery.
True, and that's the thing. That was a fight nobody wanted, but we enjoyed it. It had fuckery, so it's like,
yeah.
But at what cost? Like, you don't want to be accumulating too many strikes for the boxing gods. Like, you know, this cardinal sins in a way. Like, but you got to roll with them. So, anyways, that's strike one. Strike two, Rosado fight. And now this one looked worse because Rosado wasn't even pressuring him like Chavez Jr. Rosado was outboxing him, but doing it in an efficient, you know, laid back way, where almost like a Sandor Martin way, like doing just enough to just outbox Jacobs and make him kind of look bad. And Rosado, known as a tough guy who could bring it, he never really went into the second gear and pressed the issue. That's one thing I'll give Ryder credit in the difference in his approach. When his opportunities came in the fight, he took advantage of them, and he was really putting his foot in Jacobs' ass.
Yeah.
Rosado had moments to do that, but he never did. He was just content with outboxing him, and which is cool, but in a perfect world, he didn't get rewarded for that.
Right.
So I thought he low-key got robbed. You know, Jacobs had another fucking strike against the boxing guys. And this is the thing, Jacobs really didn't fight with any urgency. He didn't fight hard. It just almost like he laughed in everybody's faces, because here's Rosado boxing the fight of his fucking life. And Jacobs is like, going through the motions, as he said himself.
Right, exactly.
La 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 da da do do do. Like, no care in the world, and he still wins. Nigga, like, come on, like, that's strike motherfucking two. Strike three, he fights Ryder, and he looks better than he did against Chavez and Rosado. Slightly better. Like, Offensively, he seemed to be getting going a little bit more first 6 rounds, and he's landing clean.
It's not a title fight. They can weigh whatever they contract.
Oh shit! What the fuck was that?
But the thing is, he's landing clean, but he doesn't really sit down on his punches and really commit to the offense. Like he was hitting Ryder with some nice ones. Mm-hmm. Double up on him. He didn't really press it like he should have. So, being that he looks like, he's the bigger guy, more skilled. He's the power puncher in the fight. It's proven. Like he could have quillened him if he wanted to, or he could have tried to.
Right.
And maybe got him a knockdown. Maybe kind of swing more of the first half. Because to me, I know some people will be like, man, I had Jacobs winning the first 6. You could make a case for 2 rounds, Ryder winning 2 rounds out of that first 6. Mm-hmm. The first round was close. Like, there's a couple swing rounds. And that's the thing. Jacobs was winning those rounds, but he could have really put a stamp. He could have hurt. He could have possibly changed the whole trajectory of the fight. You see how Thurman tamed Barrios.
Yeah.
Where was that from Jacobs? And then, Jacobs starts getting tired, and Ryder is competitive with him in the first half as well. It's like he's jabbing with him and he's throwing body shots. So it's not like he's just in front of him, And he slowly starts creeping back into the fight. And when his moment comes, he's hurting Jacobs, making him look bad. And Jacobs digs deep and he survives, and he sees the final bell and he wins another round or 2, whatever. All in all, honestly, I thought the fight felt more like a draw. I didn't really feel like anybody won this shit, really. Like, I felt like each guy could have made their fucking statement a lot better. Like,
right, and in this particular case, because Ryder, this was an eliminator, a WBA eliminator to face Canelo, and let's be honest, Canelo's not going to face. I mean, if Canelo faces him, that'll open up Pandora's box for some other shit.
He fought Yildirim, and at least Ryder is more deserving than Yildirim.
Right.
Matter of fact, he deserved the first fucking fight. Callum Smith got that fight.
Yes.
if we want to keep it real, and when you add up all that shit, and then remember, this fight is overseas. You're in Ryder's backyard. Jacobs has 2 bad performances in a row. You could say maybe 2.5 with the Canelo fight. Did y'all honestly think the boxing guys weren't gonna, throw a wrench in this fight, in the outcome, if Ryder made this close enough or competitive enough? That's basically what I was banking on, really.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I actually thought like at least Jacobs would at least be able to drop Ryder or even stop him. But like I said, I mean, yeah, the strategy is good. But I mean, to me, I mean, he's 35, 36. It's clear that I can see Father Time is creeping on this dude. Like, dude is slowed down a lot.
I think his mind ain't there, man. Like, I get that he's getting a little older, slower, but I just feel like the effort. It's not like this dude is fighting at some crazy fucking pace or anything.
No, and the funny thing is too is if you want to see a good fight where dude is really going balls to the wall, the Derivian and Jacob fight, that shit was 12 rounds. Them niggas was throwing. Like, I mean,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like,
and the thing is, Jacobs has had pedestrian performances like this in the past. Remember the Arias fight?
Yeah, I try not to.
yeah, me too. Yeah, ditto. Yeah. So when you put all the circumstances together, this, like, John Ryder winning this fight or picking him to win isn't some far blown situation. Isn't the damn like oh shit, I can't believe it. Like, nah, like, you can see it, like, and Vegas seen it because you see the odds.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, you, like, there are no, like, there are no favorite. Yeah, like, there are no tweets. Like, usually with an upset like this, you were thinking like, the Ryder was like plus 900 or some shit like that. Nah, he wasn't. he was a slight underdog. So it was like
they seen the decline.
So, I mean, so that's how it gets. I mean, Ryder didn't do anything. Jacobs should have done something. Yeah, it's a fight. Like I said, there's no real winners because now for Jacobs especially, because now it's hard because I mean, as we mentioned before, I mean, Jacobs as a businessman, I'll give Jacobs his props because, like I said, I mean, dude was on the initial PBC shows. He was facing Mara twice and Peter Quillen, and then some lesser fighters, and then he realized that shit wasn't the way. He needed to. Oh yeah, and Truex too. I'll shout Caleb Truex, but he realized that shit wasn't the way, and he needed to get the fights he needed. So he signed with Eddie, and he got the Triple G fight, and then the Triple G fight first, and then he acquitted himself well, and then the horrible fight which you just mentioned with Arias and Selecki was not any better either. And then of course the Derevyanchenko fight where he recaptured the belt, which was a great fight, and then the Canelo fight. I think the Canelo fight honestly was the first of his decline in his performances. I mean, the Canelo fight was more frustrating. Yeah, because the Canelo fight was frustrating because this motherfucker could have won that fight.
Yeah, he legit took like 5 rounds from that fight.
Yeah,
like he won the second half of the fight. The thing is, we give him a little bit of we kind of ease off of him on that fight because we look at, well, damn, this nigga so big. He was at 160 for so long. Maybe that's why, he couldn't really press the issue and really fight Canelo, on that level for 12 rounds instead of just for 6 rounds out that fight.
Right.
So we kind of, it's not an excuse, but we're more lenient with that, which we explain with the weight and shit. So that's why the whole Chavez Jr. fight looks so bad. Because when he now at 168, like, hold on, dude. Like, you supposed to be lighting guys up.
Yeah, instead you said
supposed to look like how he looked when he was at 154 as a prospect.
Right. And basically, ever since he's got it, he's looked mid. Like he's looked incredibly mid. He's increasingly mid
against people made for him.
Right.
No one. They're not giving him no slick guys. No volume pressure. He's not fighting Sam Soliman. No Edison Miranda type guy.
Right.
Imagine if he was fighting them.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I mean, Jacobs really hasn't had the last time he viciously knocked anyone out of that level was just when he, was the Quillen and Mora fights. Those are the only times that you actually saw, like the pure fury. Like since then, since those fights, he's only had one stoppage, and like I said, that wasn't
he bombed those guys out. Like it's something with his boxing IQ that's off, man. Like it's like he could be slick and move, and he's defensive real good, but it's like his best thing was always his offense when he commit to it.
Right.
But he don't always do that. It's just fucking annoying.
Yeah. And now of course he's painful because, like I said, now you can't really. I mean, Al Heyman is still his advisor, and truthfully, I don't even know what. I mean, the Chavez fight, the Rosado fight was reportedly the last fight on his contract with Eddie Hearn. So it's like, so why did he take this fight? I mean, most likely probably the money, obviously, because he might owe the Zona fight, but he might be free of the Eddie contract. You know what I'm saying? But these last three fights are like, it's hurt his brain because, like, now what are you gonna do? Like, he's got the rebuild at 168. I mean, does he go back to PBC? I mean, PBC, there's some fights for him, but now it's like, dudes.
It's a waste now. It's a wash. Remember last year when I was pushing, I was talking about like, yo, man, Jamal Charlo needs to damn call out Jacobs. He need to make that fight. Jacobs is right for the taking. If Jamal Charlo was to fight Jacobs and knock him out, which he could, that will put him in the driver's seat for a Canelo fight or any type of big fight.
Right.
The first thing people would say was like, look, man, Golovkin and Canelo went life and death with Jacobs. Charlo came over here and just starched him, just knocked him out. And Charlo would have done that. That would have happened. Mm-hmm. And if he would have took the fight, if he would have pressed for the fight instead of Chavez, he might have got it. But after that, if somebody of note would have pressed for it before the Rosado fight was made, they'd be sitting pretty right now. Even right now. But Ryder gets that just because the boxing gods restored the balance in the universe. That's the only reason why Ryder got that, really. Right. And he put in enough effort to get a draw. Well, I give him credit. He fought hard. Both fought hard, but it is what it is, man. Like, you know, this was a missed opportunity. Like, this was Jamal Charlo should have had this.
Right.
The fight would have been big too. You had that whole pulling up on them at the damn backstage behind the scenes shit. They had a history. Missed opportunity, man.
Yeah, because now that fight is pretty. I mean, well, between that and, you know, Charlo's other issues going on, yeah, that fight's not going to happen.
And that's the thing. It's not like Jacobs lost to somebody that like is really an elite, a guy, not a C-level guy putting in elite effort or fighting above his head. Like an elite guy, like a big name, like, you know, it's hard to bring. Who are you gonna bring him back against? Like what, Pascal? Like, come on, like,
yeah, exactly.
Like who? Like he you can't lose to this level like that. So it's a real setback. Like credit to both guys. But yeah, Jacobs might want to just see what he want to do for the rest of his career now. Like, yeah,
because I mean, at least as I mentioned before,
this was going to happen. One day it was going to happen. It happened tonight.
Right. I mean, at least, like I said, at least he was a good businessman. At least, you know, for his run and what he's done, like he got his big fights. Like, you know, even if he came up short on them, he managed to get his big fights. He became a champion again, and he got at the right time where he got paid a shitload of money. You know, like, so I mean, so dude is good. Like, he's good financially. Like, he can retire right now. Like, cause I'm pretty sure he's financially set. But it's just like, you know, what are you gonna do now? Like, if you can't find the motivation, or you don't have you clearly have lost the physicality to not be able to handle a John Ryder, then yeah, you might as well just, you know, have a farewell fight and just call it a career. You know.
And then I don't even know about the farewell fight. You gonna bring back Bronco McGuire? Like, like, I mean, come on. Like, dude was reaching. Like, Jacobs was reaching. Like, like, man, if he was in there with a better fighter tonight, they would have lit him up with fucking uppercuts.
Yeah, exactly.
That punch was open the whole night, man. I'm just saying. I know it might sound harsh, but I'm just saying what it is, though. Like.
No, you really good. This is why it's called real talk.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like somebody, like if Benavidez would have got a Jacobs fight, he would have damn took his career to another state. Caleb Plant, like Jacobs was beatable for a lot of guys right now, and it's like no one pressed for that fight. Damn, and you big wigs, you motherfuckers who be listening to Ring Gang and biting our shit. None of y'all niggas in suits that said, you know what? Let's get one of these guys against Jacobs. Like, I'm disappointed. The one time y'all could have bit some shit and listened to a nigga, y'all don't do it. So,
well, like I said, I mean, Jacobs can just figure out how to rebuild now, and if he wants to, and Ryder will go on. I mean, right now he's unlimited. Like, we don't know. I mean, what's that? I mean, is he gonna get a Canelo fight, or if Canelo gonna give up those, or Canelo decide, you know what, I'm gonna give up these 168 belts, or they're gonna stick Ryder with a stupid interim belt, a GameStop belt. Who knows?
Yeah.
So like I said, I mean, summarize the whole fight. You know, like I said, I mean, there was a winner, there was a loser, but in the end, no one truly won. Like, I mean, pretty much it's just...
Yeah, that's the best way to really say that.
Yeah, like, for real.
I know, I'm seeing Twitter, I know a lot of people are like, man, Jacobs won that 8-4, 7-5. I'm like, That's the problem. Jacobs don't need to be winning no fight like that over Ryder. Like,
exactly.
Especially after we seen what Ryder is capable of and what he did to Caleb Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should have already put everybody on alert. And, you know, if you're going life and death with Ryder, then you probably deserve what decision you get anyways. So.
Facts. Yeah, so. Yeah,
and it's not like we was getting no 118, 110. Like, niggas literally had it 115, 113.
Yeah, like 115, 115, like to a draw. But like I said, it's just, you know, Ryder did. Yeah, Ryder was just the benefit of. Yeah, he just had
the circumstance.
Just had to be righted. That's all it had to be. Just things had to be righted, and he got righted. So.
Yeah, because he kept it competitive. That's all he needed to do.
Right.
The universe gave him enough leverage. The plot armor was already revealed.
Facts.
So yeah, you ready to jump into the next joint?
Yeah, no, for sure.